Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, I wanted to talk about love. Wanted to talk about love. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. It's becoming more and more clear to me. Hey Madhu, Hare Hare Krishna, Sachi, Hare. It's just becoming more and more clear to me that it's really just all about love. That's all. And in reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj describes how, well, let me get the microphone. Go in the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Go in the Chaitanya. There you go. Stick on there. Okay. Yeah. Describes how the Lord's energies work, and he expands, he separates out his loving energy into a separate form. It's not really separate, but he can do that. It's all one, but he can differentiate for purposes of activities. It's never actually separate from him, but he can make an arrangement where his energies can interact, and he can interact with his energies. And that loving energy is Srimati Radharani. It's actually the Lord's own energy. It's his love. The personification of his love is in the form of Radha. And so he does that because that's the highest form of pleasure, is loving exchange. So if that's the case for Krishna, why wouldn't it be the same for us? It is. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. It's really just all about love. Loving exchange, loving relationships. You've got all this philosophy, you've got all the Vedas, you've got all this teachings and this, that, the other thing. But it really just comes down to love. And even a child can understand that. It doesn't need all that philosophy. That's why in the beginning of chapter 4, the very first verse, Krishnadas Kaviraj says, even a child, by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, can understand the highest truth. Because it's about love. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah. Feeling love for God and feeling love for each other because the Lord is working through everyone. And I think that's what's going on in this Sangha, is that love is being unleashed. And so we feel attracted to each other. We appreciate each other. We feel some love for each other because that loving potency of the Lord, Srila Gaur Haridas is opening that up for everyone so that we can all feel it. Because he's feeling it, so we're all feeling it too. He's tasting it and relishing it, and so we get to taste it and relish it also. So, yeah, there's a definition here in the dictionary, Merriam-Webster. See what she has to say about love. She says, strong, the first definition, of course there are several definitions, and Merriam-Webster goes on quite a while talking about love. But we'll just do the first few, right? Definition of love. Number one, first definition. Strong affection for another arising out of kinship or personal ties. That's the very first definition. Strong affection for another out of kinship or personal ties. Attraction, affection, that's love. But it takes two. When one has strong affection for another. So the Lord has separated out, and he has Radha and Krishna, and then he can feel that strong affection or attraction. That's how he experiences it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Second definition. Attraction based on sexual desire. Affection and tenderness felt by lovers. So there we have the conjugal mood. And you know, what is sex anyway? It's Hare Krishna. Never mind. I want to know. Let me look up. Well, we know what the mechanics of it are. You know, when I was a teenager or entering into my teens, my parents gave me a book about the birds and the bees and the mechanics of sexual activity. But this is different. Sexual desire, it has a purpose. It's for propagating. And, I mean, isn't it for propagating? The mechanics of it, isn't it for propagating? And then it's explained that Krishna puts a special pleasure coating so that this intense experience is there. Otherwise, people probably wouldn't do it if it wasn't pleasurable. Why would they do it, you know? So he puts this pleasure coating on there. But that's the material, mechanical thing. Spiritually, this conjugal union has that pleasure without the material thing. Anyway, trying to understand these things. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare, and not just here, but become aware of, conscious of how these things are going on. Actually conscious, not just knowing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Okay, and then the third definition is affection based on admiration, benevolence, or common interests. Yeah, so that's like friendship. The first definition, strong affection for another, kinship or personal ties, they compare that to parental love. There's a little thing down here about parental love. And the second one, attraction based on sexual desire, affection and tenderness by lovers, is, they talk about the conjugal a little bit here. And then the third, affection based on admiration, benevolence, or common interest. And then there's some examples down here of friends, buddies, schoolmates. So, you know, it's there. Even Merriam-Webster gets it, you know, these different types of love. And of course, you know, we have in our Vaishnava literature in great detail and depth the enactment on the spiritual plane of these relationships. So, yeah, what is it? First there's bhava, or these emotions, these intense emotions and feelings. But that's not the end of it. It goes to prema, which is when these forms are there. We're actually experiencing relationships on these platforms. And that goes on and on and on and on. Like, I've been listening to some of these old songs from the 60s. They're pretty rasic, actually. It's mostly love songs. Somebody broke someone's heart. Somebody left them for another. Somebody's willing to wait forever for somebody else. You know, all these songs in moods of desiring this conjugal relationship with another. And it's really, there's a lot, I mean, it's unlimited. The different melodies and tunes and expressions of this kind of love. And that's just on the material plane. Of course, you know, ultimately everything is spiritual. So we'd have to say, well, these are valid emotions that are being expressed in these songs. They're just not focused directly on Krishna, in Krishna consciousness. They're being influenced by the illusory energy, but the feelings are. Just like if somebody goes to a movie, you know, and they're sitting there crying at a movie, you know, the emotion is real. It's just that it's something illusory. You know, the movie's temporary. You go in, you pay, you get your ticket, you sit there for an hour, and you cry, right, at the movie. So it's a temporary thing. But spiritually, these emotions, when we get onto that platform of prema, then it's not illusory forms. They're eternal pastimes and activities. It's not a movie in the sense of the illusory energy. So love is really what makes all the world, you know, there's that old song, love makes the world go round. Well, it makes the material go around, and it also makes the spiritual world go around. It's all about loving relationships. That's all it's about. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. If you look at the subtle, in the material world, the subtle contamination of, what is it, profit, adoration, and distinction that Prabhupada talks about? Why do they want that? Because profit, then they'll become more attractive. For what? Adoration. It's a kind of cheap form of love. Adore somebody, kind of. And distinction. Why? It's all related to attracting others to the self, to feel loved, isn't it? Big and important and loved, you know. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. It's funny, actually, you know, when you see it in terms of love and desire, it becomes very clear what motivates people. And then the opposite, you know, the violence and everything is frustration, you know, not feeling loved or feeling cheated, or it's all based on this love. We want to love and want to be loved in return. Hare Krishna. But when, like Lord Chaitanya prays, you know, leave me brokenhearted by not being present before me, or treat me roughly by your embrace, at some point it doesn't even matter if the love is reciprocated, because you're going to love anyway. Which I kind of wanted to read. See, I really love my father. He passed away last year. And I got to take care of him for about 7 years. It took care of him for a while in the house, but then it was too much, just physically. I mean, he was 98. He needed so much, skilled care. So I found a nice facility that could manage his physical care. And they were really nice there. A lot of Christians. Angela, she was so sweet. She would massage his hands for hours on end because his hands were a little swollen from arthritis. She would hold his hands and look in his eyes and massage his hands and just give him so much love. It was a lovely place, actually. And he wrote a lot of poems while he was taking care of my mother. She had Alzheimer's disease. For 20 years, it gradually deteriorated. And he really became quite saintly by surrendering to that, because yes, it was his duty and responsibility, and he had a lot of integrity like that, but he also felt love for her, even though she could not reciprocate at all. I mean, she couldn't even talk, and he was constantly just cleaning up stool and urine all day because she couldn't hold her bowels and things. And she just was, in a terrible condition physically. But he, for 20 years as that disease, he was there. He always gave the love, So he was quite a tough, as they say, a tough act to follow, that one. But so during that time, he was writing poems. It was a way for him to express himself, and he was feeling so many things. And they're beautiful poems. They're mostly like prayers, and he's glorifying things. Even some of the ones where he expresses his own physical pain. He was in his 90s, his own physical pain and loneliness. A lot of poems are about rain. Is it ever going to stop raining? He always had, he never lost the love in his heart for life, for others. He never became bitter in any way, shape, or form. He never considered himself a victim or his lot in life was unjust. Never, not for a moment. And so this is a little one he wrote about love, and I put his poems into some little booklets, and he really liked that. So when he was in that nursing home facility, they used to have poetry readings, and he would sit there and read his poems and sign the little book, and the nurses would come up, they wanted copies, He had a good time with that. So he used to like to give his poems away, his little booklets. So this one's about love. And it's really sweet, since I've been thinking a lot about love. And it's hard for me to read the end of it. I kind of choke up a little bit. But I wanted to read it because this is a person who always felt that love. He engaged in service to Krishna. I was his daughter, right? They used to have to come and visit me. I'd be in the temple, They would bring things, big bags of rice or whatever, They went on the Harinam, they wore the Didi garlands, they gave donations. They even stayed at the temple, the Murari farm. They stayed there for a week or two during Janmashtami and Radhastami. They served the devotees. So on that level, they did service, And so he had some exposure. And he always gave me support, Even though he may not have understood completely what I was doing, he always gave me support. So this is a little poem he wrote. He's in his 90s, and my mother is completely unable to communicate with the world, practically speaking. And he's just taking care of her, knowing, the end is coming soon. And he wrote this poem about love. So he says, love dwells not in a hug or a squeeze. Love rides not the cool evening breeze. Love survives not hot sex and emotion. Love is not a scent or a potion. He's trying to glorify love. He's trying to think about love. Love lies not in the swing of a dress. Love is not fulfilled with a gentle caress. Love lives not in a tress of fair hair. Love is not all worry and care. See, he's not material is what he's getting at. It's not any of these things. Love is something all in its own. He says, love is not a lust-filled glance. Love is not a stray moment of chance. Love is not free as the air. Love is not without worry, hurt, and care. Love just is. It endures. It lasts. I had a great relationship with my father. He's my first spiritual master, okay? That is for everyone. Parents are the first spiritual masters. I got a good one. Love surmounts hard times. Gone at last. See, this is Radha and Krishna. All these different varieties of expressions of love are there in the Lord. He's unlimited. And they're all expressed in this relationship of Radha and Krishna. Because that particular relationship also contains all the other moods of love, like the parental or the fraternal or servitude. The conjugal mood contains them all. That's why Radharani is the pinnacle expression of Krishna's loving sentiment. She embodies all these loving moods. Hare Krishna. And they're all expressed in different ways, in different relationships, unlimitedly. Hare Krishna. I mean, this is big, you know. Whoa. Hare Krishna. Imagine in the material world there's different kinds of oceans, right? There's the salt ocean, and then there's the milk ocean, and it's described in the 5th canto, and then there's the ocean of oil, and then there's the ocean of ghee, and there's the ocean of yogurt, and there's an ocean of love and devotion in the spiritual world. Krishna, and it's unlimited. Okay, love is expectant, it's bright, it's shiny. Love accepts all, the good, the bad, the whiny. Love is an adhesive, strongly holding together. Love remains firm throughout the roughest of weather. Love is life, beautified by the giving. Love is the greatest reason for living. So, that was my first spiritual master, my dear father, Hare Krishna, who didn't just write about these things, but lived them. He didn't speak much, about things, but he taught by his own personal example. He lived in such a way. I don't know how he survived, because he was incredibly honest. I don't know how he got through life. I mean, he was so honest and straightforward. So, and just appreciating that person. Hare Krishna. Govinda. So I was going to read a little bit from the Chaitanya Charitamrita where we left off. Hare Krishna. If the computer will cooperate, it seems to have had some sort of a failure here. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yeah, he did. He was a sweet guy. He was really sweet. I don't know if you can see this, but that's his picture. He's kind of a funny little fella. Isn't he cute? Yeah. Hare Krishna. All right, let me see if I can get this computer. Sometimes when I am watching live, the computer it crashes. Looks like that's what happened here. I was watching the devotees live. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Just some good karma. They got one like that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One time I apologized to him because as a teenager I was pretty rough on my parents because, you know, I was frantic to find the truth. And, you know, I dragged them through everywhere. And I apologized to him, you know, when I was taking care of him and he was already like in his 90s. His dad, you know, I'm so sorry. I must have made your life miserable, you know, as a teenager. And he said, I don't let anybody make my life miserable. He's like, I don't let anybody make my life miserable. I was a little disappointed. I thought, didn't I disturb you even a little bit? And he's like, no, it was your life. So that's where he was. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yeah, for sure, Sachi, yeah. And you got Krishna, yeah. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Okay, I had it shut. This is the tablet, because this one does the videos. The computer won't do videos. So I had to shut the computer down so I can access Chaitanya Charitamrita, because I was watching everybody. I was watching all the devotees as they went live. And then the thing crashed. So get away till it shuts down, and then Hare Krishna. Yeah, I'm working on it. I still am affected quite a bit by, you know, others in their confusions. So I'm working on that. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Because you can't, if you want to help somebody, you can't help them if they pull you in, you know. If they pull you into their misery, you can't really help them, because then you're miserable too. So I'm working on that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah, that's what association is. There, you know, of devotees that are, I mean, who are practicing like this on the getting into the emotional attachments for the Lord. And, you know, being in that association is really helpful. I mean, it's really helpful. Hare Krishna, have that kind of association where the devotees are beginning to awaken their actual love for God. I mean, we're aware of God. That is a kind of potency of the Lord. It's, what is it called? We were reading about it last week. That's the Sandini potency, the awareness potency. Is it? No. Oh, darn, I can't. My brain. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. That's the chit potency, knowledge potency, meaning awareness. So aware of the Lord in the heart, aware that there's another, aware that I'm not this body, actually conscious of these things, become conscious. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And aware that we're eternal, our nature is eternal. That's the chit potency, knowledge, awareness, consciousness. And then Sandini is the eternal nature of the Lord, that this is not a temporary situation. that there's no beginning or end. It's eternal. And then beyond that is ladini, or the pleasure, the activities of awareness of the activities. So it kind of builds, You've got sandini, chit, and then ladini. And that pleasure potency is then you get to the, what is it? Sat, chit, ananda, vigraha, the forms. Get into the forms. Hare Krishna, that's where the prema is when become aware of the eternal forms of pleasure. And that's Krishna expanding out. It's all, he separates out his energy, differentiates. Hare Krishna, Hare, for the purpose of interaction. And then Radharani, she manifests all the different forms for Krishna's pleasure. All the gopis come from Radharani, all the queens, all the goddesses of fortune. She manifests all these things for Krishna's pleasure. All these different personalities come from Radha. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And Balaram is expanded out from Krishna. He's strength, the spiritual strength. The Lord has unlimited potencies and energies, and they're differentiated. They're all Him, but they're differentiated so that there can be interaction. You know how sometimes you talk to yourself? I don't know about you, I talk to myself a lot. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. All right, let me turn the computer back on now. It should be cleared up. And then we can read what the fully realized souls have to say about all of this. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I think it's really going to help a lot when we get something into print for Srila Gaura Haridas. Because without something in print, it's hard for people in general to take him seriously. It just looks kind of like, oh, they're all silly, and he has to have, it's not silly, it's ecstatic interactions, and growing in love of God, growing in Krishna consciousness. All these things are opening up, awakening within the hearts of those who are hearing from Him and taking shelter. But without something in print, it's going to be very hard for people in general to take Him seriously. I'm convinced of that. So I'm going to see, I've been transcribing. I may have enough transcribed to actually get a little something, a little pamphlet or a little booklet or something. I mean, there's so much material. I mean, it could be like volumes and volumes and volumes, but we have to get at least something in print. And that gives him, that'll help a lot in people being able to see him as having some credibility if he has something in print. It's just the way it works. It's just the way it works. So I'll probably do that a little bit later today. See if what I have transcribed is enough. And then maybe Govind can do some illustrations or something. He's a great artist. And then, see what Srila Gaura does, thinks about it. His suggestions and stuff. Anyway, I'll try for that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. It'd be nice to have something in print for when Sachi gets here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Okay, takes a while for this computer to warm up. It's old. Windows 7. I don't like Windows 10, so it's still running Windows 7. We go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay. Oh, naturally it wants to update. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. It makes sense. Yes, Jai Sachi, it's going to be a lot of fun. The other two house guests, Jody and Tom, Jody's just going to be here for 2 days because she has to go back to work on Monday, and then she has family obligations for Thanksgiving. So she's going to arrive Friday and then leave Sunday, early Sunday. So she'll just be here for a couple of nights. And I haven't heard from Tom recently, but probably the same with him because I think they have to work. So they have to be back for work on Monday, I think. Wait, see what he has to say. Okay, here we are. It popped up. Okay, good. And I'm going to close some of these things down. Hare Krishna, and find Chaitanya Charanamrita. Hare Krishna. 4. Adi Leela, chapter 4. The confidential reasons for Lord Chaitanya's appearance. Text 83. All right. Hare Krishna. And this is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I offer my respectful obeisances to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, my spiritual master, and to my dear friend and spiritual guide, Srila Gaura Haridas Avadut, Hare Krishna, who's also a spiritual master for me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, text 83. The transcendental goddess, Srimati Radharani, is the direct counterpart of Lord Sri Krishna. She is the central figure for all the goddesses of fortune. She possesses all the attractiveness to attract the all-attractive personality of Godhead. She is the primeval internal potency of the Lord. And that's a text from Brihad Gautamiya Tantra. Going to read it again. The transcendental goddess, Srimati Radharani, is the direct counterpart of Lord Sri Krishna. She is the central figure for all the goddesses of fortune. She possesses all the attractiveness to attract the all-attractive personality of Godhead. She is the primeval internal potency of the Lord. Text 84. Devi means resplendent and most beautiful, or else it means the lovely abode of the worship and love sports of Lord Krishna. And read it again. Hare Krishna. Devi means resplendent and most beautiful. Or else it means the lovely abode of the worship and love sports of Lord Krishna. '85. Krishnamai means one who's within and without our Lord Krishna. She sees Lord Krishna wherever she casts her glance. Krishna, Krishna. Krishnamai means one who's within and without our Lord Krishna. Yeah, she is Lord Krishna in the sense that, well, she is Lord Krishna. She's one of his potencies, his pleasure-giving potency. Hare Krishna, his devotional potency. And she sees Krishna wherever she casts her glance. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Text 86. Or she is identical with Lord Krishna, for she embodies the mellows of love. The energy of Lord Krishna is identical with him. You know how sometimes we hear, like especially the Christians, they'll say, God is love. Well, yeah, he is. She embodies the mellows of love. She's identical with Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna. The energy of Lord Krishna is identical with him. He's absolute, so his energy is, he is his energy, and yet he is the source. He's the source of his energy, but he's non-different from his energy. Hare Krishna, Hare, and yet there's differentiation. He does that for pastimes, for activities. They serve in different ways. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada's purport, Krishnamai has two different imports. First, this is a word used to describe Radharani, Krishnamai. It has two different imports. First, a person who always thinks of Krishna, both within and without, and who always remembers only Krishna wherever he goes or whatever he sees, is Krishnamai. Also, since Krishna's personality is full of love, his loving potency, Radharani, being non-different from him, is called Krishnamai. Prabhupada's purport. Text 87. Her worship, Aradhana, consists of fulfilling the desires of Lord Krishna. Therefore, the Puranas call her Radhika. That's how she serves the Lord or worships the Lord, is by fulfilling the desires of the Lord. His desire for loving exchange. And we read what Merriam-Webster said about that they come in different moods and mellows of loving exchange. Purport. The name Radha is derived from the word Aradhana, which means worship. The personality who excels all in worshiping Krishna may therefore be called Radhika, the greatest servitor. Okay, so there's a little, what's that called? Etymology, when you do how words, roots of words. So the name Radha is derived from the word Aradhana, which means worship. So the personality who excels all in worshiping Krishna may therefore be called Radhika, the greatest servitor. Hare Krishna. Yeah, the greatest servitor. Hare Krishna. Person who excels all in worship of Krishna is Radhika. Sometimes the spiritual master is also seen as a manifestation of Radha, because such a spiritual master excels in his worship of the Lord, in their worship of the Lord. So they're also seen sometimes as a manifestation of Radhika. Text 88. Truly the personality of Godhead has been worshipped by her. Therefore, Lord Govinda, being pleased, has brought her to a lonely spot, leaving us behind. Okay, so this is 10th Canto, Srimad Bhagavatam. This is when the Rasa dance was in full swing and Krishna and Radha disappeared together. So, truly the personality of Godhead has been worshipped by her. Therefore, Lord Govinda, being pleased, has brought her to a lonely spot, leaving us all behind. Text 89, and this is Krishnadas Kaviraj speaking. Therefore, Radha is Parama Devata. See, these are the names, the different names of Radha. In some of the previous verses in this chapter, some names of Radha were listed, and now they're being expanded out, described a little bit. So, this is a Parama Devata, the supreme goddess. And she is worshipable. It's a tough word, worshipable. I guess if you split it up. She is worshipable for everyone. Worshipable. She is the protectress of all, and she is the mother of the entire universe. Yeah, because she excels all in her worship of the Lord, of fulfilling his desires. So, the verse again by Krishnadas Kaviraj. Therefore, Radha is Parama Devata, the supreme goddess, and she is worshipable for everyone. She is the protectress of all. She is the mother of the entire universe. Jaya Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Krishna. Text 90. This is Krishnadas Kaviraj again. I have already explained the meaning of Sarva Lakshmi. Radha is the original source of all the goddesses of fortune. They're all expanded from Radha. All the goddesses of fortune are expanded from Radha. Okay, next verse. Hare Krishna. Ooh. How's this going here? Ding, ding. There we go. Hare Krishna. Text 91. And again, the different names of goddess Radha. Or Sarva Lakshmi indicates that she fully represents the 6 opulences of Krishna. Therefore, she is the supreme energy of Lord Krishna. Okay, so in the previous verse, saying that all the goddesses of fortune are expanded from Radha, and here another way to understand Sarva Lakshmi is that she fully represents the 6 opulences of Krishna. Therefore, she is the supreme energy of Lord Krishna. So she represents all beauty, all strength, all knowledge, all wealth, all fame, and all renunciation. She fully represents those opulences of Krishna. Therefore, she is the supreme energy of Lord Krishna. And that's that verse. Okay, text 92. The word Sarvakanti indicates that all beauty and luster rest in her body. All the Lakshmis derive their beauty from her. Just like Krishna is the source of everything, Radha is the source of all these different devotional, pleasure-giving energies and forms and entities. She's the source. The word Sarvakanti indicates that all beauty and luster rest in her body. All the Lakshmis derive their beauty from her. '93. Kanti may also mean all the desires of Lord Krishna. All the desires of Lord Krishna rest in Srimati Radharani. Yeah, otherwise how would she know how to serve his desires? They all rest in her. All his loving desires rest in Sri Radharani. Srimati Radharani. All the desires of Lord Krishna are in Srimati Radharani. Krishna. Next verse. Srimati Radhika fulfills all the desires of Lord Krishna. And this is the meaning of Sarvakanti. She embodies all his loving desires. She embodies them and she fulfills them. They rest in her and she fulfills them. Hare Krishna. Now, she's non-different from Krishna. And this is how he is manifesting his activities like this. Hare Krishna. Text 95. Lord Krishna enchants the world, but Sri Radha enchants even him. Therefore, she is the supreme goddess of all. Yeah, she's in the mood of service. To whom? To Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna enchants the world, but this particular servant, topmost of all worshippers of the Lord, who embodies all of his desires and expands all of the goddesses of fortune and Lakshmis and Gopis, enchants even him. She's the supreme goddess of all. Radhika. Text 96. Sri Radha is the full power, and Lord Krishna is the possessor of full power. The two are non-different, as evidenced by the revealed scriptures. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. It's like, oh, this damn thing. Krishna. Stop it. Go away. Hare Krishna. It's election time coming up on the 7th, and all these telemarketers with all these recordings, telling you about their candidate. Krishna. Okay, Sri Radha is the full power, and Lord Krishna is the possessor of full power. The two are non-different, as evidenced by the revealed scriptures. Yeah. Oh, Krishna. Yeah, it's like just all of that is in one place. It's Krishna, but it's all in one place, in Radha. It's not like spread out everywhere and all. It's all in one entity, Srimati Radharani, which is not different from Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. This kind of funny little image came into mind here. I probably shouldn't say it, but you can't tell a fool till they speak. Like a department store, you know, it has different departments. Shoes and clothing, gardening stuff, an area for refreshments, the restroom. You know, it's a body, okay? Like a department store is a kind of a body. Everywhere you look, there are all these bodies, you know. Everything's like a body, you know, because it's just reflections of eternal forms. So it's like Krishna's like kind of like a department store. And this is the love department. It's all in one department, Srimati Radharani. And if you want that, you have to go to that department. Hare Krishna. Krishna. All right. But it's all the department store. It's not different from the department store. It's just a different department. It's a specific department. So Sri Radha is the full power, and Lord Krishna is the possessor of the full power. The two are non-different as evidenced by the revealed scriptures. They are indeed the same, just as musk and its scent are inseparable, or as fire and its heat are non-different. Yeah. Or, as I've been considering lately, love and emotions cannot be separated. Love and emotion cannot be separated. There can be no love without emotion. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Or maybe no emotion without love, or whatever, anyway, inseparable. But here, on the verse, Krishnadas Kaviraj says, they, Krishna and his power, or Krishna and Radha, are indeed the same, just as musk and its scent are inseparable. Or as fire and its heat are non-different. Yeah, fire with no heat, you know, heat with no fire doesn't make sense. So they're non-separable, but one is the source and the other is the energy. Or musk, which is like a little perfume, and the scent of musk are inseparable. It's Hare Krishna. If you have musk, the smell of musk. If you have the smell of musk, then you have musk somewhere. Yeah. Thus, Radha and Lord Krishna are one, yet they have taken two forms to enjoy the mellows of pastimes. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Thus Radha and Lord Krishna are one, yet they have taken two forms to enjoy the mellows of pastimes. There can't be interaction without another. So it really isn't another, it really is all one, everything's Krishna. But for activity, interaction, and in this case, ecstatic pleasure, they're separated out, so there's another. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishnadas Kaviraj continues, text 99 and 100. Oh, Krishna, to promulgate prema bhakti, devotional service in love of Godhead, Krishna appeared as Sri Krishna Chaitanya with the mood and complexion of Sri Radha. Thus, I have explained the meaning of the 5th verse. Yeah, so he listed kind of like an outline of verses in the beginning, and he's going back, fluffing out like Gohari says, fluffing him out now. So he's just been talking about and expanding out this 5th verse. And by discussing about Radha and Krishna, the power and the source of the power, and how they're non-different, and now he's concluding it with, to promulgate prema bhakti, devotional service and love of Godhead, Krishna appeared as Sri Krishna Chaitanya. So he's Radha and Krishna together, but in the mood and complexion of Sri Radha. Thus I have explained the meaning of the 5th verse. You'd think that would be the end of the chapter, but it isn't. It goes on more. Oh, now he's going to talk about the 6th verse. Krishnadas Kaviraj says, to explain the 6th verse, I shall first give a hint of its meaning. Okay? Text 102. The Lord came to propagate Sankirtan. That is an external purpose, as I have already indicated. And earlier we heard that Lord Advaita, who is a Vishnu form, says that he could actually propagate the Sankirtan. It doesn't have to be actually Krishna himself, the personality of Godhead, to propagate the Sankirtan. A Vishnu form can do that. Lord Advaita said that he was fully capable of doing it, but knowing the desire of the Lord to propagate and promulgate this ecstatic prema worship, the Lord would have to come himself to do that. So this verse, Krishnadas again points that out. The Lord came to propagate Sankirtan, but that is an external purpose, as I've already indicated. And this chapter is about the confidential reasons for the Lord's appearance. Text 103. There is a principal cause for Lord Krishna's appearance. It grows from his own engagements as the foremost enjoyer of loving exchanges. There's a song that was very popular right around the time Srila Prabhupada set sail for America. And it's funny, he landed on the shores while they were singing this song. It's an old song. I forget who sings it, but what the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's the only thing that there's just too little of. It's really a cute little song, and it's a prayer to the Lord. And then they said, dear Lord, if you really want to know, this is what we need. It's a sweet song. And he goes on to say, there's plenty of mountains and hilltops, plenty of fields of grain and corn. What we need now is love. So it's a really sweet little song. That's right while Prabhupada was getting off the boat, you know. Okay, prayer answered. 103 text. Okay, we'll read it again. There's a principal cause for Lord Krishna's appearance. It grows from his own engagements as the foremost enjoyer of loving exchanges. Now this is the confidential. That most confidential cause is threefold. So Rup Damodar has revealed it. Yeah, it's actually threefold. Yeah. He wants to taste it, and he wants to establish it. This prema bhakti. Text 105. Swarup Goswami is the most intimate associate of the Lord. He therefore knows all these topics well. Yeah, Swarup Damodar, he kept these diaries. And from this, all these different, after the Lord's disappearance, all these different Vaishnavas were able to write about, they had the information of the pastimes and activities of the Lord. Okay, Srila Gohari Das just went live. They're probably on the beach. But I'm going to keep reading a little bit and then I'll tune in. Text 105. Swarup Goswami is the most intimate associate of the Lord, therefore he knows all these topics well. And this is Prabhupada's purport. Prior to the Lord's acceptance of the renounced order, Purushottama Bhattacharya, a resident of Navadvip, desired to enter the renounced order of life. Therefore he left home and went to Benares, where he accepted the position of brahmachari from Mayavad sannyasis. When he became a brahmachari, he was given the name Sri Damodar Swarup. Okay, so this is a little biography of Swarup Damodar Goswami. His name was Purushottama Bhattacharya, and he was a resident of Navadvip. Before the Lord appeared, this Purushottama Bhattacharya desired to take the renounced order, and mostly what was available at the time was taking, which is sannyas, is taking sannyas from the Mayavadis. That's mostly what was available, because that's mostly what was there until the Lord appeared with the Vaishnav Siddhanta. What was available, what was left over from Shankaracharya, the Mayavad conclusion. So he left home and went to Benares and accepted brahmachari from Mayavad sannyasis. Okay, he didn't accept sannyas, he accepted brahmachari. He left home, accepted brahmachari. When he became a brahmachari, he was given the name Sri Damodar Swarup. He left Benares shortly after without taking sannyas, and he came to Nilachala, Jagannath Puri, where Lord Chaitanya was staying. He met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there and dedicated his life for the service of the Lord. He became Lord Chaitanya's secretary and constant companion. He used to enhance the pleasure potency of the Lord by singing appropriate songs, which were very much appreciated. Swarup Damodar could understand the secret mission of Lord Chaitanya, and it was by his grace only that all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya could know the real purpose of the Lord. Now that's a confidential servitor. That's a confidential servitor. It was by the grace of Swarup Damodar that the devotees of Lord Chaitanya could know the real purpose of the Lord. Because of his relationship with Lord Chaitanya, the other devotees could taste and experience the real mission of the Lord. Okay, I was hoping this is what the next paragraph would be, and it is. Swarup Damodar has been identified as Lalita Devi, the second expansion of Radharani. However, the authoritative Guru Ganadesh Dipika of Kavi Karnapura describes Swarup Damodar as the same Vishaka Devi, who served the Lord in Goloka Vrindavan. Therefore, it is to be understood that Sri Swarup Damodar is a direct expansion of Radharani, who helps the Lord experience the attitude of Radharani. Yeah, that makes perfect sense from what we just read, that they would do that to enhance the pastimes. Radha, she knows the desires of the Lord, and her service is to fulfill his desires. He's desiring to experience what she experiences, so her expansions, Vishaka and Lalita, go to help the Lord and interact with him, understanding that he wants to feel like Radharani. Wow. So that's the Swarup Damodar. Some authorities see him as Lalita, and some authorities see him as Vishaka. In any case, he's an expansion of Radharani in a gopi form, appearing as this brahmachari in Chaitanya Leela. Whew. Wow. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Gaur Haridas suggested, I like the way he suggests, he doesn't like tell me or order me. He suggests. I like that. Like Krishna suggested to Arjuna, now I've explained everything, and my suggestion is, you make your own decision. I made my suggestions, now you make your own decision. So it's kind of nice, I like that. He suggested that I read this Chaitanya Charitamrita from the beginning. And I've read it before, but now reading is like a whole different thing. Hare Krishna. So I think I'll stop there. That's a lot to chew on. That's a lot. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh Govinda. Feeling your separation. Krishna, Lord Chaitanya is feeling separation. Tears are flowing from his eyes like torrents of rain. And he's feeling all vacant in the world, the absence of Krishna. Hare Krishna. And he wants us to enter into those moods. That's why he's come and exhibited and manifested these things. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.